The reception surrounding Exfil is largely negative, indicating a difficult path ahead for the game. It appears to be struggling to differentiate itself within a market already saturated with similar titles, and first impressions are notably unfavorable. A recurring sentiment is one of déjà vu. The repeated phrase, "another extraction shooter," strongly suggests that Exfil is simply another addition to an overpopulated genre. Descriptions like "painfully generic," "a looter shooter with the same concepts as others," and "extraction game the game" emphasize a lack of originality. There's a sense of fatigue with the established formula, with many expressing weariness of the overplayed extraction shooter. This absence of innovation presents a significant obstacle to gaining traction. The game's visuals are considered outdated by numerous commenters. The comparison to a 2014 FPS with a high-res texture pack mod highlights a sense of being behind the times. A disparity exists between the detailed environments and the less detailed characters, with the latter described as low-res in comparison. The character's movement is also criticized as floaty, detracting from any potential for immersion. The overall visual presentation is considered a weakness. Beyond the visual aspects, technical issues are cited. The quality of animations is questioned, specifically regarding ragdolls being way off, and a general stiffness is evident. Sound design is labeled as terrible. The possibility of the game making it past early access is considered unlikely by some, and the inclusion of obvious AI voice acting further suggests a lack of polish. These points indicate a noticeable lack of refinement. Comparisons to other titles are common and are not advantageous to Exfil. The assertion that it will die as quick as Gray Zone Warfare groups it with other struggling games. One comment even states that people thought this would beat Gray Zone and Tarkov, highlighting a perception of limited ambition compared to established competitors. The idea of playing Tarkov's PvE mode instead is even suggested as a better option. There's a prevailing lack of trust in the game's quality and future prospects. The phrase "cash grab garbage" indicates cynicism about the development's motives. Many view it as a bare-bones asset flip game, rather than a genuine contender in the genre. Statements like, "Wow, this looks absolutely terrible," and "the game they warned you to stay away from" are particularly damning. The initial feedback suggests that belief in the project is low, even if it is made with good intentions. Despite the predominantly negative outlook, there are faint glimmers of hope. Some show mild optimism, noting that "it looks good, we'll keep an eye on this one, and this is something that I would play with friends." There is also mention of a potential niche audience, with a lot of people in the OCE region being very excited for this game. However, these positive comments are significantly outnumbered by the criticisms. The involvement of Microprose, a name that evokes nostalgia, is met with surprise by some, while others express that its resources would be better invested elsewhere. This point doesn't appear to impact opinions on the actual gameplay itself. The trailer release is also scrutinized, with the delay between the trailer's premiere and its announcement noted as a problem. This adds to a sense of a rushed and underdeveloped game. In summary, the commentary indicates that Exfil faces considerable challenges. It's releasing into a market full of similar games, and its technical and visual issues are causing negative reactions from many viewers. The impression given is that it's a generic, unrefined experience, leaving most doubtful of its success. The lack of a distinct identity differentiating it from its competitors gives the impression that it is simply a weak imitation rather than an attempt to create something new. To carve out a space for itself, Exfil will have to address the negative perceptions by presenting unique qualities as well as significant improvements.